Hi students, in the last video we covered how to prepare a bank deposit and how to reconcile the bank account to make sure that the bank statement agrees with what we've been recording in MYOB over the month. What we're going to look at this time is moving away from cash transactions. So we've dealt with the banking command center. The main buttons you're going to use there are spend money for spending cash, receive money for receiving cash, prepare bank deposit for putting that money that you received into the bank, and reconcile accounts for reconciling the bank account. Another command center you're going to get some use out of is the sales command center. Now, the sales command center is what you're going to start using when you come across a credit sale. So that's what we're going to have an example of now. On the 5th of June 12, John came into our store and purchased on credit $440 worth of spring water to be paid within 30 days. So those are the terms of the transaction. He has to pay us within 30 days. We gave him an invoice. An invoice is essentially a request for payment with the number 1101 on it. We've been told what account to use, and we've also been told to use the tax code GST. All right, so in order to enter this credit sale, we go sales, enter sales. Because this is a credit transaction, we absolutely need to put in a customer. You'll hopefully remember that in banking, receive money or spend money, we quite often left the card blank or the payer blank. You don't need to have something in there if it's cash. But because this is a credit sale, we absolutely need to have this sale tied to a specific customer. That's just in case we need to chase them up because they may not pay us within the 30-day period. So we've got to keep their details on file. Now, John's a new customer, so we've got to create a new card for him. So I'm going to click New, give him his name, John, and I don't have any of his other information at the moment, but I can come back in and add that later. So I'll just say OK, and we're going to choose John as the customer. Okay, so it's populated his name here. If we'd put in the address, it would also fill that out here, but we don't have one, so we'll just leave it blank for now. We were told that the invoice number is 1101. The date of the transaction was the 5th of June, and we don't have a customer purchase order number because John is an individual. Quite often, it'll be businesses that issue you with purchase order numbers. Okay. So it was spring water, so I'm going to put that in the description there, and choose the account for 1100. $440 with the tax code GST. Okay, so is that everything we need to fill out? We've filled out most of the top and we've filled out this middle section. We'll just have a quick look down the bottom here. We're not going to put in a salesperson, but if you did want to do that for your business, you could do it. We could have an extra comment here. If we were going to ship it via a particular provider of shipping, then we could choose that here or add in a new one. If we were going to on-charge the freight costs for sending it to him, then we could put that in here and charge it to him. We could also choose a tax code for that freight. But because we're not actually sending it to him, he's come and he's picked it up, there's not going to be any freight charges. Now, this box here, the paid today box, if he has come in and he's made this purchase from us, but he's given us the cash on the spot, what you can do is you can come into this sales command center, enter sales, and you can put $440 here. That changes the balance due to 0, and the payment method is defaulted to cash. So it's actually another way to do a cash transaction. However, it's not the way I would like you to do it, which is why I've been telling you, when someone comes into your business and pays for something in cash, I want you to use the banking command center. Anything cash related, use the banking command center. So this is a credit sale. He hasn't paid us anything yet, so we're leaving that at 0. And I'm just going to click record. Done. All right, so we've finished step 1, making a credit sale. So let's look at step 2, receiving payment for a credit sale. Now it's still going to be in the sales command center because it's in relation to a credit sale. And it's just a matter of choosing whichever one makes sense. So this is where we entered the sale. This is where we received the payment. So John has paid us the money that he owes us. So we're going to go receive payments. Now it says he's paid cash, so it's going into our till. So we have to group with undeposited funds. We're not putting it straight into the bank account. Choose the correct customer, and you can see invoice 1101 has shown up here. If he'd made a bunch of purchases of us, we would have lots of invoices here. But he's only made the one, so we've just got the one invoice. Make sure the date's right. So we received payment on the 29th. The amount we received was the full balance of invoice 1101. So I can see here that the amount, or the full balance, is 440. He's paid us cash. And I'll just leave the memo as the default there. We're not finished yet, and this is something that our students quite often forget to do. We've put the amount here, the 440, and that is how much we received. However, we haven't chosen which invoice to apply it against. What would happen if he had lots of different invoices here? You'd have to choose which one he was paying off. So because there's only the one invoice, it's a very simple choice, but you should be aware that you actually do need to choose. If I try to record it at the moment, it'll tell me an unbalanced transaction may not be recorded. In order to get rid of that error, I have to choose the correct invoice, and the way I choose it is by clicking in this amount applied column. So that has taken the 440 and it's put it next to that invoice. So once I press tab to move off that now, you can see that our out of balance is 0, which means that we can record it. Okay, last thing we need to do, something we should not forget. The business has a policy that all cash must be deposited intact daily. What that means is at the end of each day, we have to deposit our undeposited funds, the money that's just sitting there in the till, into the bank account. We wouldn't want someone breaking into the store and stealing it overnight. So we did the enter sale, we did the receive payments, but now what we're trying to do is prepare a bank deposit. So you should remember that that's in banking, prepare bank deposit. We received the money on the 29th of June 12, so I've got to change the date up here. And there it is, the payment from John. It's going into the check account, that's correct. So I just need to tick it and record it. Done. So very simple, and that's how you make a credit sale, receive the payment, and then deposit the cash into the bank account.